Hey, a couple weeks ago I did an episode on Neil Gaiman's recent allegations of sexual assault and how it affects the community that he built of fans. And I gotta ask here, other random dudes who felt compelled to comment in his defense, are you all okay? Anytime you do a video on allegations of sexual assault, unfortunately it's always dudes, you get a few dudes just compelled to point out that we should wait until all the facts are in, or that these are allegations and it's just allegedly, or someone has done far worse at some other point in time, or sometimes women lie. Okay, thanks for commenting. But this one is especially baffling because I went into the articles in Vulture and Variety and the Podcast Master, and then I talked about how real fans of his work probably are the type of people to be generally, one, highly empathetic, two, to believe women. So I expected that kind of chud would be mostly absent from the comments, because why, after all, would you want to come to the defense of a previously the wokest wokester to ever woke, Neil Gaiman, a guy who made a comic about sad androgynous people and sad androgynous demi-deities or living ideas? Well, it turns out that those dudes are everywhere, and they just want to defend any guy who's ever accused, ever. And I have some theories on why. I'm Dan Umpton, and this is the Doomcast. Alright, first off, do me a favor, hit subscribe and the bell. I make about one of these videos a week. Usually they are not about this kind of thing, they're about stuff that I love. But I'm coming back to this because it is a baffling phenomenon to me. So let's go through some of the comments that I received. One dude's comment was just allegedly. Yeah, no shit, allegedly. Allegedly by 9 separate women over 30 years with corroborated testimony, highly detailed and very specific information about what happened, recurrent themes and behavior and violence separated by decades, meaning he was doing the same thing to these people over a long period of time, allegedly, and researched by at least 5 separate independent journalists, their editors, their fact-checkers, and doubtlessly the editors-in-chiefs of those publications before something about a person that high-profile went forward, all of whom felt that this was compelling enough to publish. Also allegedly, now multiple lawsuits brought against Neil and spouse Amanda Palmer as of this week. So it seems that at least independent journalists and attorneys think that there is enough veracity to this to actually pursue or publish, allegedly. Another dude's response: why do you hold celebrities to higher, sick, standards than politicians? There are hundreds of politicians who have done worse than Niall sick, and not a sick thing has been done. What the hell are you talking about? Yes, of course, people have done worse things in the past. Nobody's arguing that. What do you mean, you people, first of all? But second, at what point did I say that politicians are fine, this guy in specific, and nobody else sucks? What a weird way to make up something to be outraged about because somebody didn't make a video explicitly condemning every specific act of sexual violence ever. Do you need me to make a video about both Donald Trump and Bill Clinton and everybody else that was on Epstein's island, including Elon Musk? Just to be fair? The standard for everybody, everyone.
What do you mean everyone?
Everyone! Is the exact same. Don't sexually assault people. Also, there was somebody who is cosplaying, coswriting as Bellatrix Lestrange from Harry Potter, saying that we shouldn't get our knickers in a twist over Neil Gaiman. I'm pretty sure that this person is not British, but it was very entertaining to read. Another dude: love Neil Gaiman's work, will keep buying and reading it. Yeah, dude, cool. Nobody said that you don't have to. Maybe just watch the video before you comment at all. You can totally read Neil Gaiman. Unfortunately, I'm still going to, but I won't ever be able to extricate this stuff from that, whatever. Another person: he was such a bad guy that these women stayed with him for years. Yes, he was, Yes, some did. Yep, it sounds like you adequately understand the form that abuse can sometimes take, Barfy Man 362. Another dude, Kevin Spacey, was proved not guilty in court, whereas innocent until proved guilty. WTF is this? So this is a YouTube comment section, not a court of law. That's WTF this is. Are you literally dumb as hog shit? Another dude, I've never been a fan of Gaiman. I don't care about the private life of a writer, but I do want to wait 6 months and find out how many legal actions follow this. If it never happens, then Mr. Gaiman is innocent. These women only look for money. All right, so he did get a bunch of suits against him this week, so I hope that you're satisfied at least, because that took less than 6 months. But that first and last bit is really the most telling. You don't care. You aren't a fan of Neil Gaiman's. You have no dog in this fight at all. You just hopped in to defend a very wealthy dude that you don't know. All of these people on the presumption that they need to defend every man because of the presupposition that women lie or that victims of sexual assault lie. And it's very, very simple. I think you hate women. I think that that is all it is. It's very easy. Why else would it even be important to question the veracity of an allegation or voice that you want to wait 6 months? Nobody has convicted Neil Gaiman. I never even said don't read his work or cancel him. There's no other reason for you to hop in other than you need to make sure that women just shut up. I'm in the unfortunate position, as actually all of us are, whether we know it or not, that we know quite a few victims of sexual assault. Some of them men, mostly women, but some men. The accounts and experiences I know in varying detail, and I know parts of firsthand, or I know secondhand. There is one insidious commonality, and that is that when they do come forward and they ask for justice, if they ever did at all, to the law or to their parents or to any person of authority, they were not believed. That is the single common thread. They were not believed. They were not treated as if their account could even be credible, especially if that was a child coming forward and accusing a person of authority. 3 now men in my family from the 1960s to 70s were assaulted by the same Catholic priest, and their parents did not believe them. Women were assaulted by friends, by partners, bosses, siblings, parents, foster parents, teachers, coaches. None of them that I know of were ever immediately believed. Never believed in some cases for decades. And it's not that there's some kind of lack of innocence until guilt is proven. No. That would require also accepting an accusation as equally credible as the perpetrator's potential innocence on its face. Most victims are never afforded such a presumption. In fact, I can't think of one that I know personally that ever was. If we're to have a presumption of innocence, there must be a commensurate presumption of credibility. Otherwise, as is also darkly common in every case of sexual assault that I know of, there cannot be any justice, any trial, or any conviction. Of the actual 23 people that I know that I can think of, that I know for sure have experienced a sexual assault, I do not know of a single one whose assailant was ever brought to trial, much less convicted. I also don't know of a single man that has ever been wrongfully accused and had their life ruined as a result of it. I can think of examples of people who have been convicted of rape or of sexual assault, and those are incredibly rare. Have women lied about sexual assault? I'm sure it's happened. Yeah, I can't think of a single solitary instance of it. But let's say, for example, that it does happen. All the more reason to treat their accusation as credible, at least, and take that to trial, where a person can be exonerated in a court of law if they are in fact not guilty. Right? So, maybe, guys, just maybe the grave miscarriage of justice that you seem so concerned about preventing is one that you yourself have a hand in perpetrating. I hope hell exists, and I hope that you suffer for it the rest of time. Thanks. Have a great week.